Let's look at how you can use Turbo in a Node.js environment to upload your data on Arweave. So here, I already installed the Turbo SDK, as you can see here. And also I have my ETH wallet private key, my Solana wallet private key, and my RConnect JSON JWK. So we're going to go through them. We'll start with the RConnect JWK, then the ETH wallet, the Solana wallet, and I'm also going to show you how you can add Kyve network as well. So with no further ado, first thing we do here is we import the file system just because we want to bring these wallets in. And also the next thing, you just do wallet, and this is going to be equal to file system.read file sync. Yeah, you can see it's suggesting some stuffs here. So I'm going to start with wallet.json. This is my RConnect JWK. And so what I'm going to do next is to initiate the Turbo instance. And this is going to be TurboFactory. And here, if you have seen my video about using Turbo in the browser, we're doing Turbo/web. Here you can also do Node or just leave it as that. It's going to default to Node. So I'm going to do Turbo.authenticated here. And then what I'm going to do is to do private key. And the private key is going to be equal to json.parse wallet, right? As simple as that. And so to just make sure that all of this work, we can do a top level await since we are in Node, and it's going to be turbo.getBalance, and we'll get the balance of the wallet that we're using. The other thing we can do is to just log the wallet itself or the wallet address. So I want to do turbo.signer.get native address like that. And also this will wrap it in a console log. So I just do my shortcut is CLG, right? Console log await turbo.getBalance. And so what I'm going to do here, just to separate them, I'll do wallet address, and it's going to show the wallet address. The second one is going to be here balance. Okay, and with that said, we now need to try it. You do not index.js. You should see both logs in the console. So yeah, as you can see, my balance is here and my wallet address is here on top. This is the wallet address and this is the balance of that address. I have 0.78 Winston credit on that RConnect address. And if you've watched the previous video, you can be able to recognize these numbers. That is one way to bring in your JWK and initiate Turbo Authenticated inside of Node.js. So the other way you can do this is by adding a signer. So we can do signer. And here we actually, yeah, let me do it this way. So we do signer because we can reuse it. And for this case, the signer is going to be the Arweave signer. Arweave signer, we need to parse this JSON. So JSON.parse wallet. If I save this, I clear the console and run it again. Yeah, it should now work as before. You see the wallet address is here and the balance is still output there, right? So those are the two ways you can bring in your RConnect JWK or your Arweave app JWK within a Node.js environment. So next we are going to move to my ETH wallet. And by the way, for the ETH wallet, I'll just show you both how you can use it using Ethereum, Polygon, and Base, because the idea is all the same. You just need to tweak some parameters. So first thing we do here is rather than wallet.json, we bring in our ETH wallet, right? And that is our private key. So then here there are two ways of doing this. You either use the private key directly here as before, or you use the signer. I'm going to use the signer for this tutorial just because using the private key, I wasn't successful doing that. I think there is something I need to report to the team in the Discord just so that they can check that out. So we're going to start with a signer. And here the signer is not going to be the Arweave signer, but rather Ethereum signer. So you have the Ethereum signer here and you pass the key as your wallet because that's the private key. And the signer, yeah, with that, we should be able to see something logged in the console here. Let's give it a try. So yeah, as you can see, the wallet address is here. This is my wallet address, and the balance for this wallet is 0 Winston credit, right? That shows that everything works as expected. So I'm going to show you how you do the private key without running that, because I'm sure it's going to fail. But I just want to show you how it's going to look like, so that when that change is added to the SDK and you're watching this at that moment, you're able to follow both. So I'm going to remove the signer here, and rather than signer here, again, you add private key. So let's suppose this is our private key, right? And you bring it in wallet. But the other thing you need to do, if you're not using Arweave, you need to specify the token, right? And this is where the different tokens come in. So if you're going to use Ethereum mainnet, you specify here Ethereum, right? You specify Ethereum. I think you might as well specify USDC. I think this USDC is for mainnet. You can do that as well, and that's going to work. But if you want to switch to Polygon, you can just look for the tokens that are Polygon. So you have POL or Polygon USDC. These two are the two you can use on Polygon with your private key. And if you want to switch to Base, you already get it. You can use Base ETH or Base USDC. Those matter because you will need to have the exact token and have the exact wallet for it to work. Otherwise, it's going to throw an error. And so that's how you can use those ones. Next, we're going to move to Solana. As you can see, I also have a Solana private key here that I can just import by changing this to Sol Wallet, and you have to make sure the naming is correct. And so if you have that, I don't know, I think I can pass the Solana private key directly. So private key wallet and also token. I just choose the token as Solana. That should be enough for it to work. So yeah, let me clear the console. I do node index.js here. Let's see what happens. Yep, as you can see, we have the wallet address of my Solana private key and the balance that we have here. The balance, as you can see, is 0 Winston credit. So it's that straightforward if you are using the Solana private key. So moving on, we're going to try to use the signer here. I think there is a Solana signer. Solana signer. Yeah, hex Solana signer. Okay. And so the signer here is going to be HX Solana signer. I pass in the wallet. And if I save this, we should see the same result as before. So node index.js. Yeah, and you can see the same wallet is being output here, and the Winston credit balances are all 0 as before. The last one we're going to cover just real quickly. I'm not going to really demo that because I don't have a private key for Kyve, but it's all similar to what we did with Ethereum and all the other ones. So here you do private key. So let's say, for example, you had a Kyve here, probably a Kyve wallet, which I don't have at the moment, but just showing you. So private key is going to be wallet, and you always make sure you specify the token. For this case, it's going to be Kyve, and Kyve is right here. So yeah, with that, if we had a Kyve private key here, we would run it and it would run normally. The other way to do it is, for example, if you don't want to put a private key, but you have a mnemonic, what you can do is, rather than adding wallet here, you do private key from Kyve mnemonic, and then you pass in your mnemonic that you had probably saved somewhere. So let's suppose, for example, this wallet here was the mnemonic. It would have been that easier, and you would have run it again and have the same result as before, right? So I just wanted you to have that in mind, that it exists in case you want to use that. So those are the different ways you can bring in different wallet private keys and mnemonics from different chains, from Ethereum, from Arweave, from Solana, from Polygon, from Base, and from Kyve. And you can use all of them this way inside your Node.js app, and they will all work fine. And all the other functions are all working fine. As you can see, we're using here get native address, get balance, upload file. They all work the same as before. And if you've not watched the way I import wallets using the web, I did a video on that as well on my channel. You can just go and check that out. With that said, that was it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.